Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Hello, hello, hello. I have a question for you. Have you ever felt completely lost? You know, seeking purposeful direction that could and should propel your mission within your divine journey to that next level, but still it hasn't happened. Well, my name is Lauren Michaels Harris, and I'm the founder of P3, the Journey Series. People come to me because they're wounded. Many are scared, and even there are those who are bruised simply because they feel that they are increasingly, for whatever reason, losing their ability to dream. Now, this P3 program is not for a person who's just looking to start a business, no, but rather for those of you out there who have been on your journey and you've been navigating within your divine purpose, but you still desire to elevate to that level that you have not reached yet. If this is appealing, if this describes you, then I want to have a chat with you. I want to hear your story. So use the link below to get registered for your free seat at P3, the Journey Series. And let's get started, one story at a time. I'll see you inside. Click the link.
Don't see what's yours for the taking tonight.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than good. I'm feeling great, y'all. I really am. It's a great day. God is good. Yes, he is. It's raining here in Chicago. So, I got to do what I got to do to get above and over the top of that. So, I speak it into existence, and you should too. Can I get an amen up in here? That's right. There it is. I'll kick it off, you guys. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Dr. Lauren, and that is the bell of purpose. You see, I didn't slip. Oops, sorry. I rang the bell. No, I don't do it on accident. I do it on purpose, with purpose, because I'm going to tell you something. That's a reminder right there. That's not some prop. That's not a show gimmick. That is an opportunity, because just like the truth has that bell has a ring to it, the truth does. There it is right there. So listen, when you hear the bell throughout the broadcast, it means that you might be in the kitchen. You might be doing something with the baby, whatever. Come running, because there's something good out there, and I don't want you to miss it. How's that? Okay. Good. So it's a beautiful day, you guys. Good morning to you. There's my manners. There they are. I see you looking good up in here. I see you over there. Go and put them lashes on. I ain't gonna tell nobody. Go ahead. I got mine on. I'm kidding. These are natural. Yeah, they are. Men already done started taking the fingernails and stuff. It ain't gonna be but a minute before you gonna see them with them big cow eyelashes. I draw the line there. I mean, I'll put on some for a photo shoot or something. Sure will. I ain't ashamed. Sure will. I was just this morning look in the mirror of my phone yesterday. I you know how you hit the little thing and it flips it around so you can, and I don't do that with it down here, because you're gonna see all of this. I was like, it is not Thanksgiving yet. Right. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Turtlenecks all the way up here. I'm gonna pull them all the way. That's what I'm gonna do. So, because I'm not getting any of that surgery. That's what I say. So listen, we have a great guest for you today. Get ready. I was wondering if I should read the bio, but I want to surprise y'all with her, because she's gifted. She's truly gifted. Her name is Tina C. We're going to find out what that C stands for. Oh, let's play Guess the Middle Name. Let's play that. It's been a while. I got a book bundle. Or do you want a gift card? Put it in the comments. We're going to guess what the middle name is. Tina C. Hines. That's tough. Because, see, if her daddy wanted his way, her name probably Tina Charlie, right? Well, Charlie, I know a woman named Charlie. Tina, I'm going to guess for, okay, Tina. I want to say Clarice, because I'm scared of that movie. Since they ruined that name for me, Clarice. Can you hear it, Clarice? The Silence of the Lambs? No. Tina Charlene. No. Tina. That's tough. Nothing go with it. Tina Crystal. Tina Charmaine. Tina. Anyway, we're going to find out. Listen, she is an extraordinarily gifted woman. She really, really is. She's been on the Tamron Hall show, New York Times, Good Morning America. She does work all over the world. She even lives outside of the United States. So what does she do to get all this attention? Well, she's a fifth generation. Okay, so it's been happening. It's passed down. That's that ancestral stuff, y'all. It's real. She's a fifth generation intuitive, clairvoyant, and medium. Now, she holds certifications as an international transformation specialist, and she creates a safe space for deep emotional release and self-discovery. She empowers clients to tap into their inner strength and intuition, and her influence extends across continents. She also, this is something a lot of you lean in, here it comes. She hosts international healing retreats that empower women to rediscover their own happiness and to live unapologetically abundance. So I'm going to stop there, because I'm like my nephews and nieces. I can show you better than I can tell you, Uncle Lauren. Say it again. I'll show you. All right. I'm kidding. But they do tell me that I can show you. So listen, we're going to show you. She's coming down the hallway. Today's number we're trying to beat a week ago today. 1319 was the count live, 1319. And so we're at 608. Call a friend, text a friend, send a raven out, put a message in a bottle. Get here if you can. Oh, remember that song? That's my ADHD, y'all. I'm all over the place. You can reach me by railway. I used to sing. Google me. You'll see. It says American recording artist. I better not sing. They be done took it off. Take that back. You can't sing no more. Anyway, here she. Hey, come on down here. This is Tina. She's coming in now. Well, hello, Miss Tina with that yellow.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Now, that looks like some garb from a distant land. Where are you?
Yes, it is.
Where are you?
I am currently in Marrakesh, Morocco. And this is one of my beautiful caftans that I got from one of the shopping areas called the Souk.
So, Morocco, is that near India?
Morocco is in Africa.
See?
India is in
public school, y'all. See, I just asked because I know that's what they were thinking. Where the hell is Morocco? Right? So, what are you? Where are you originally from, Tina?
I'm originally from New Jersey, born and raised.
And how you end up over there?
An amazing friend of mine and her husband, they actually opened a healing center here for people of color called Mwasi. And in my other life, I had been an executive assistant for over 30 years, and they invited me to come and provide administrative support to them as they birthed this healing center. And now it is running amazingly, and they're creating space for people who want to escape the U.S. for a little while and just come here for some healing.
Nice.
And I finished my project and I decided I wanted to stay a little while longer.
So how long have you been there?
I've been here going back and forth between here and a couple of other countries. I've been here a little over a year.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Okay,
it's like any place. It has its ebbs and flows. It has its ebbs and flows.
You get homesick, huh? A little bit. Homesick? No?
No.
You don't want to just ride around the corner over to Nene and Riri's house and play some spades and, no? Girl. Let me ask you something.
First of all, I only know how to play Uno.
Oh, I love me some Uno. I really do. Look, well, what about, did you vote? Were you able to vote from there?
Yes.
So how was that hard?
Yes, you were able to vote from here.
So what'd you do? You mailed something in?
There was a process that they had for people. Yeah. Yes, I mailed something in.
Okay. Well, good. So when are you planning on coming home? That's what everybody's asking.
Everybody wants to know when I'm coming home. And I'm sorry if there's a little bit of delay because our internet here in Morocco is not the best.
Yeah, I get it.
Everybody wants to know when I return home. I right now don't have a desire to come back home. It's more so, where's my next destination?
Ooh, I love it. That's nomadic lifestyle, that nomadic mindset. I have a few friends that do this. I'm so jealous. I think it's wonderful.
Yes.
So,
I love it.
Let's talk about, do you use your gifts to decide where you will lay your head next? Because this 5-generation piece, we want to hear about that. Take us back to generation number 1. Who started all this? Who kicked it off?
My great grandma Jenny, who I've never had the pleasure of personally meeting, but I would always get visions of her. And what was so fortunate is my grandmother's niece, who is still alive and on this earth, who just turned a wonderful 93 years old.
Wow.
She was the one who let me know that this gift existed in my family, because I thought that I was going crazy. I thought that, I don't know why I'm seeing dead people, but I'm consistently seeing the spirits of my grandmothers around me. So she was the first, according to what the stories that my cousin had shared with me, about how it runs on my grandmother's side of the family, who is my mother's mother.
So let me ask you this, because I have gifts, so I'm not afraid to ask, because I have two angels that have been with me since I was a little boy. They've transported me to places. That's how I know faith ain't a thing. Faith is a place, because they took me there, right? So let me ask you how it works with these dead people. Because see, they know what gifts to give you, because they know, let me turn around and see a dead person. It's gonna be two of us, because I'm gonna fall out. Over, done, right? So how's it work? You sitting there cooking, you in the kitchen by yourself, and then you go to reach for something, and one of them standing there. I wouldn't put that in there if I was you. You put too much sugar in there. That's too sweet. That ain't how you make that sweet potato pie. I mean, what? They just be standing there, sitting in a chair? How? Or when you see them, how do they look?
It's almost like I can see a shadow, and I can see their physical body, but their body is see-through. And I like to say, like, it's like the clouds, where you can see through the clouds, but the clouds are there moving across the sky. And typically they come around me. They surround me a lot of times at night. Like they sit at the foot of my bed.
Oh no.
When I lived in New Jersey, it was but no, you gotta listen to this story. So when I lived in New Jersey, there was this tree outside of my window. And I had a wonderful person who was supporting me as I started trying to understand this gift that I was experiencing that I had no knowledge about. And I wasn't 40 until I learned about I was 40 when I learned about my gift. Unlike a lot of people who knew when they were younger.
Yeah.
So they would always sit at the bottom of my bed, but I wasn't getting a lot of rest. And my friend shared with me, she said, Tina, you can ask them to leave. Sure. And so I was like, I can? She was like, yeah, you can ask them to leave. So I was like, listen, I need to get some rest. Can y'all please leave my room? And so it's like they went outside my window and they perched on the branch of this tree because they had to keep watching over me.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So,
they're always around me.
When you come back to the States, you got to come to our house and just sit, because I'll just like be sitting across from you like this all day. Okay, go on. Then what happened? Because it's so intriguing. It doesn't scare me because I know, I mean, a lot of people would think, and I'm kind of joking when I say I'd be running out to think, if it's your gift, no, you won't, because it feels so familiar. And I think that's why they used to, when people had cats and stuff, that they would say it's a familiar. It was somebody in there or something, all these different things. And so, but let's go, because, in the African-American world, how some of them, if you haven't kept it alive and told the stories and the understanding is behind it, don't be talking about that over here. That's the devil. You know what I mean? It's, it's right. So when you said you were 40, how old were you when you first saw someone? How many years?
I was 40.
20.
I was 40.
But how old were you when you first saw someone? You were 40?
I was 40.
Oh, so nothing. It had not opened itself up to you until you were 40.
Correct.
So, well, why do you think it? Okay. So okay. Do you think it was because you weren't ready yet? Or why do you think it was 40 that it began? Why all of a sudden?
I have a couple of reasons behind this, and this will be good for a lot of people in your audience. One is, between my childhood and adulthood, I had so many different experiences in my life. For the most part, positive ones. And these experiences is what women who come to me now have had challenges with. So I would like to say I was in school. I was in school getting the lessons that I needed in order to use my gifts that were given to me through my grandmothers. That's one. Two is, we don't get quiet enough. sometimes we're so busy moving things around us, things in our mind, that we never get quiet enough to hear our spirits, our spirit guides, and the messages that are being downloaded to us. But I truly believe that we need you to experience this, because when I was working on developing my gift and I kept trying to go to different types of workshops to improve it and to understand it and to be able to speak like everyone else, my grandmother stopped me one day and she was like, I didn't learn from a book. I didn't learn from a class.
See?
I learned by doing. And that is exactly how we want you to do the work. This is intuitive. You have to do it to understand it.
See? That's exactly right. That's exactly what, let me tell you how they told me. See, they were not, your grandma was nice. See, no person told me greater than the spirit, source, universe, God. I refer to it as everything greater than me.
I call it Gus.
Everything greater than me. That's what I refer. Oh, you cleared up. You look so good. So look, they told me, this is what they told me. They were like, oh, I just love it. Hold on. Got transported back to the thing. It was just a knowing. And they said to me, because they meet you, God, all of this meets you where you're at. They speak to you how you need to hear it. You see what I mean? I was told, Lauren, listen, just like you said, this is about the work. The work is not what you get paid for. The work is what you were made for. Now, listen, if we had a book behind our desk about how we deal with each of you, the book we would have for you would be one of those white, yellow, and black books y'all have over there called Whatever for Dummies. And at first I was like, y'all talking to, right? What you trying to call me stupid? And they're like, no, actually, that's a beautiful thing because you're so open that we can just give it to you clearly. And so the way it comes flying in is the way I fly it out. If they drop it hot, I pick it up hot and give it away hot, just like that. But the thing about it, let's go here. When you're first inside, there's a lot of things you have to get used to because there's no shared custody agreement with these gifts. It's all day, every day, right? And so let's talk about that. What was it like? Let's take us to the first year. What was the first year like?
Well, the thing is,
yeah, I knew it.
I was going through my awakening and depression at the same time. So I was working towards isolating telling one from the other. Is this me being in my sad space, or is this me understanding that I'm feeling the energy of other people? Because this is where I learned that I was an empath. And I'm wondering, like, I'm going to therapy talking about I'm tired of crying all the time and I don't know who this person is. I'm over here working with my Reiki girl talking about you're feeling the energy of everybody else. It's not really yours. So trying to compartmentalize the experience of both of them as I was working through them to understand it. The first year it did come with a lot of challenges of, I always like to say I was consistently given tests. I can remember one night laying in bed and my grandmothers were at the foot of the bed, almost by my bedroom door. And this dark entity came over me and I just felt like somebody had my legs and they were just shaking me, my legs going across the bed, shaking me. And I'm sitting there like, y'all ain't gonna help me? Y'all ain't gonna help me? It's like I'm saying. And my grandmothers were like, you good? You good? I'm like, y'all ain't gonna help me? And the next day I didn't get upset about it because I'm like, you're preparing me for something. I didn't know what it was in that moment, but you're preparing me. And literally within 2 days, because 2 is my manifestation number, I had an experience with a friend of mine. We were having a discussion and they kept jumping in my face like this, but not in a negative way. They were like, well, Tina, you know you need to do this. And every time they jumped, I leaned back and I kept leaning back and I go, oh my God, I experienced this last night. And they were like, what? What do you mean you experienced this last night? I wasn't here. I was like, I knew there was going to be someone in my face because I kept jumping back. I kept jumping back. And so luckily, Spirit has me surrounded by people some who understand the gift and who are not afraid of the gift versus them, some people like, girl, you crazy. And what's going on versus, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, be crazy.
Yeah.
So let me
So
ask
that first year, it did come with the challenges.
Yeah, but it gets easier. I mean, everybody, there's a few people who Angel is here and Tawana, the black butterfly goddess, and everybody. It's so interesting how this pops in. And so I want to ask you this: African American, were you raised in any type of organized religion?
My great-great-grandfather was a Pentecostal minister. So we were in church almost every day. The house was next door to the church.
Ain't them the ones that be there till like 7 o'clock?
Every day. I had a pew where I took naps on. Yes, I was there.
There you are. All day.
So his father was a minister. He was a minister. This is my grandmother's father. And my mother is a minister.
So was there any
I just like to say I'm the special one of the family.
Yes. But what I'm getting at is with the organized religion impact, but the stories of was the history known or talked about the 4 other generations until so when you got it, the secret came out.
Yeah, sort of, kind of, in a way.
Sort of, kind of, in a way. How did you find out about these others if nobody was talking about them? How did you find out?
So what was great was, like I said, my grandmother's niece, she was the one who was familiar with everything because her mother was the healer of the family. Her mother and my grandmother were sisters. And her mother was the healer because I kept seeing visions of people going to her mother's house healing. And I would say, did people used to come to your mom's house? And she goes, yeah, I remember them coming. And then little visions that I would have, I would ask her about them. My grandmother, no, she was always good because when she was the one who told me, and I had literally, I was going through the depression first, and then I said, I think I'm going crazy. I don't know what's going on. And I'm talking to my mom's siblings and my mom, and nobody's telling me anything. And my mom's the oldest of 10. Nobody's saying anything. But then they finally said, go talk to your cousin. So I go talk to my cousin and I say to her, I said, Nana's around me, your mother's around me, grandmommy, because I knew I knew my grandmother and her sister. I didn't know the other woman. And so as I'm sharing the story with her, I said, but there's this woman, I don't know who she is. And she goes, well, describe her to me. And so I started describing her and she goes, oh yeah, that's your great great grandma Jenny. You're just like her and I've been waiting for you.
I've been waiting for you.
And that's how she told me. She's been waiting for me.
And then what'd you do? Did you fall on the floor? When she said,
I'm
I've
like,
been waiting
oh,
for you.
really?
Waiting for me for what?
But then, Dr. Lauren, here's the thing that was so interesting about it, because she had a picture of our great great grandmother, so she showed me the picture. I'm like, yeah, that's her. She been strolling up in my house. But then I said to her, I started reflecting on things that she would do. She would always have certain cousins, like go talk to your cousin Tina. Even her daughter, her oldest daughter, she was like, yeah, mommy told me to come talk to you because you would know what to do. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? And then it all clicked. Like, oh, that's why you were sending everybody to me. And like we had this interesting relationship where we would talk about certain things. But again, I didn't know at the time, so it would go over my head. My grandmother, she had dreams. And what was great about that is she left 3 journals here. She
You've
left
seen them?
3.
You've seen the journals?
Yes. I actually was the first person in the family to read them. My aunt gave them to me.
What was in there?
She talked about some dreams. She shared a little bit of the family history of living with her grandmother, and different little, like how different names in our family were connected to other people in the family, like her father's side of the family. And when I'm reading the journal, I'm like calling my aunt who gave me the journals, and I'm like, do you remember the greenhouse that was near the train station that we did this? And my aunt was like, yeah, I remember it, but you were too young to remember it. I'm like, no, I remember this happening, and I remember this. And she goes, there's no way you would have remembered all of this, Tina. You were too young. I was like, I remember.
Wow. So Tina, the first year, and then your aunt tells you what she tells you. I've been waiting for you.
Mm-hmm. That's my cousin.
Did that automatically enable you to accept all of this, or was the jury still out? Because sometimes people have gifts and they push them away. It scares them, or they don't want the responsibility, because it comes. These gifts come with a huge responsibility. So talk about that piece, because the reason I'm saying that, let me tell you why I'm putting this out there and why I want you to address this. And I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but we all know, those of us who know what we know. There are a lot of people who don't have gifts, but tell people they do. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a master this, I'm a master that, because they went to some class, like your grandmother said, right? So let's talk. And the thing about it is, a lot of people will dismiss the opportunities of working with someone who has these gifts, because either they've been burned or had a bad experience, or all the person wanted was their money. Talk about how you came to that seat of acceptance, where it sat well with your soul. How did you know, okay, I can do this and I can be a great steward with it?
It's funny how I started doing it, because social media is an amazing place. And I started on Facebook. I would tell people, I was like, who wants to ride the wave? I would go live and like, who wants to ride the wave? And everybody's like, what the hell is the wave? Right. And I'm just like, and I would ask like little question, and I would give them a response, and slowly people started being receptive of it. I never had a fear of it. It was more of, I need to understand it. But I kept getting also reoccurring visions. One vision was me sitting on the beach with women coming towards me. And the other vision, which was the epitome of everything, was me being in a waterfall. And the waterfall one is very significant. So I'm walking down, I'm going to this waterfall the first time, and the younger version of me is by the waterfall playing with the rocks. And my grandmothers are in the water. I don't know what they're scooping up, but the younger version of me is playing near the rocks. And the adult me is watching. And eventually I have to leave. And the younger version of me didn't want me to go. And my grandmother says, don't worry, she'll be back. Don't worry, she'll be back. And so I get the vision again, and this time I go back. And I walk past the younger version of me, and I go into the water with my grandmothers. And they ask the question, are you ready? And I go, yes. And they're like, are you sure? And I go, yes. And they grabbed me by the arms, and we all walked, all four of them with me. We walked into the waterfall. And when we came out, all of the ancestors in white just started dropping in the water, one after the other after the other. Now, a year or two later, one of my friends, it's her birthday, and she's like, we're going to go to Bali for my birthday. Do you want to go? Okay, great. Go to Bali. So we're doing all these activities. They know that I'm an empath, so they were like, you're going to sit this one out, right? I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go to the waterfall today. I'm exhausted. I'm going to stay home. That was that night. Tomorrow, I'm not going to the waterfall. I'm going to stay home. I wake up the next morning, and I go to my friend's room, and I said, I think I need to go to the waterfall. And she goes, I was going to say the same thing to you, that you needed to go. So we go to the waterfall and we're going down the steps. I'm fine. I'm fine. I get to the second layer of the steps and I look and see the waterfall and the rocks and I start crying.
The same one?
And my friends are like, what is wrong with you? I go, I've been here before. And they're like, no, you haven't. I was like, I've been here before and I'm going to show you. So we continue going down the waterfall. The water was really, really hard. So you couldn't go into the waterfall because you would have gotten knocked out. But I got close enough. I'm on the rocks. I have the pictures and everything. I'm wearing this t-shirt that says, I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. I'm about to lose it. We go home. I get my journal. I open my journal up from 2 years prior and I let them read it. And I go, look what I wrote in my journal about being at a waterfall.
Wow.
And the younger version of me playing in the rocks. They all looked stunned because they were like, there's no way. So I've always embraced it. I just needed understanding. And that experience amongst others, that I've always get these visions of what I'm going to do. So the question you asked early on is of how am I guided to know where I'm supposed to be going, where my next destination is. I always get these downloads of what I'm supposed to do next. And the way that I do the work with the women who are healing. Yes, I can read oracle cards. Yes, I can do the mediumship. But at the end of the day, the healing is the key component of what I've been called to do, because that's what my great-great-grandmother did. And even interesting in the scenario of all of them, the only one who speaks to me is my great-great-grandmother. My grandmother only speaks when it has to do with her children, and I have to reach out to somebody, but the others do not speak to me. Let's say I don't hear them. I only hear my great-great-grandmother, very prevalent.
But you can feel them.
I can feel them. I can feel their spirit. I can see their spirit. But when it comes to messages, only my great-great-grandmother has the permission to give me the message. The other ones do not give me any downloads, except my mother's mother when it has to do with her children.
You know, when you say that, the thing that came rushing in for me was just like in churches when there's people are speaking in tongues and there's only one interpreter, you know, one person that speaks for the beyond what is greater than spirit, source. Yes. It's just amazing. You tell me you're going to write a book, or have you?
I haven't written a book yet.
Oh, but they've been posting
I just
about
don't.
it.
It's challenging. It's challenging to decide how to formulate the story to tell it. I understand it, I get it, but to have other people understand it, I'm struggling with that part of how do I birth it in a way that's still honoring my family and not having, you know, my mother's side of the family and everybody else. I don't want anybody up in arms because there's give me a minute, I'm giving a download. There's so many of us who have this gift, but we don't talk about it. That's right. For some who have it, it makes them very uncomfortable. And doing this work, I never want anyone to feel uncomfortable. Even when I'm in spaces navigating myself and people find out that I do have this gift, I share it in a way that I need to make sure you're okay. I said, because I never want you to feel uncomfortable in the space that you have to refrain from saying or doing things. I don't walk around the world reading people. I don't spend my life, you know, seeing what's going on inside of your heart. And I also remind them that you can't group all of us together because our gifts are unique to ourselves. Like,
that's right.
My energy, it goes from the mediumship, it teeters between the mediumship and the healing component of it. And I know what I was called to do. And my grandmother is like, that's just something you're playing with. We want you to heal. We want you to help people heal. And I remind people, no, I can't cure cancer. I will never say I can cure cancer. Can I ease your discomfort? Yes. Yes.
So there's so many questions. It's like a meteor shower in my mind right now. But I'm
I
going
know I
to,
saw it.
yeah, yeah. And I'm going to stick to the questions that I think I'm supposed to ask you because someone out there needs to hear it. So I'm going to push mine over to the left and I'm going to let these others move over. Okay, here comes question number 1. What recommendation do you have for that person who is on the tight wire, on the crossing it, and they want to believe, but they have no proof that they're not crazy? No one is telling them anything that substantiates what they know to be true. What is there? Is there a prayer? What do you recommend? Because many people abandon the mission. They abort because they don't understand how to fully embrace it. I think that's the biggest challenge for people. Me, I still wonder some days, but it started when I was a little kid. I just didn't know what it was until I was really out on the battlefield. When I needed to use the things, I just knew. I just knew.
Right.
So that's one question. Then right after that, because someone is asking this, how do you suggest a person steps into it? What do you say? Do you speak to source and say, here I am? See, that's why I love the prayer of Jabez. It was just so basic and so clear. Just help expand my territory, and make it so I don't hurt people, so that I don't abuse the gift, because some people abuse it once they get because they see that people,
Yes.
So just give some tips, if you could, on how to just ease your way naturally into your gifts. I'm gonna let you just take this. I'm gonna step out for a minute.
So I have a couple of
okay.
Okay.
I'll be back. I'm not abandoning you.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I have a couple of suggestions. I am a huge advocate for journaling. And the reason why I encourage people to journal is because there's so much going on within that there's no space for new information to flow in. So when you're journaling, you allow yourself to release whatever you may be experiencing or the messages or the downloads that you receive that sometimes you can't share with another person. So encouraging the writing. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just there for you. It may be a word, it may be paragraphs, but allow yourself to surrender it into that journal. That's one. Number two is find a space that allows you to center. Whether you are someone who prays, whether you're someone who meditates. The saying that I have is praying is when you talk to God, meditation is when you listen. And a lot of times we don't listen. We don't take the time to listen. So sitting in stillness is always key so you can start receiving those messages. And sometimes they may come and sometimes it's like, well, I didn't hear anything. Are you allowing yourself to truly get quiet? Finding not the spaces, but the right spaces for you to allow yourself to be in. Surrounding yourself with the right people. Sometimes Spirit is already sending you those right people being positioned in front of you. However, because they're not packaged how you envision them to be, you dismiss them and you turn them away. It's like Spirit is saying, I'm sending you the help that you're asking for, but you're not being receptive to it. And we have to be willing to open our mind, body, and spirit to receive the good information that is being provided to us. People are there for a reason. And I know this for a fact because I've experienced it. Ever I've gone through a shift, the right people have been positioned in front of me to support me and guide me in that next direction. And there's no such thing as coincidence. Yes, there are a lot of people who do this work. There are a lot of genuine people who do this work. And at the same breath, there are a lot of disingenuous. And with that, it is important that you do your due diligence, you do your research, find out if this person is on the up and up to give you whatever it is that you feel you need. But when you have any expectation that I went to this medium for this, and I went to this medium for this, and everybody's different. So lean into what you understand in that moment, allow them to pour into you, and take what serves you a purpose, and the rest toss it in the garbage.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, I wrote down a couple of things. Two things. First one, the second one, I can't believe I'm going to ask you, but I am, because I was told to ask you. Get ready, because you're going to be, you'll know. But the first thing is, too, piggybacking on something you said at the front end of that, was one of the things I found early inside of my gifts that later was explained to me was when I would try to explain something about it to people, not even knowing I'm trying to explain the gift, but trying to, relate something that I felt or experienced or saw. And then you go, I just don't have the words. I can't, I don't know how to put it. And the thing is, I was always hearing the voice say, don't throw any old turd against the wall, Lauren, and hope it sticks. The reason you don't have the words is because you haven't walked this path enough to know its name. You know what I'm saying? Because things that serve us have a name. And you know what I mean? Right. And things that don't serve us parade around with no name. So you have to be patient as you are being baptized inside of your own journey, And so now we're coming to the question. We got less than 10 minutes. So this is what I was told to ask you, and I have no idea why, but you will. I was told to ask you, Tina, what is it that is that lays heavily on your heart? A situation or something, something that you know what I mean? What is this thing? What is it that lays heavy on your heart that we need to do better with? This thing that is so clear to you, but others just don't see it.
It's funny because I was having this discussion last night on a live TikTok. This is so interesting.
See? Yeah.
In having a lot of discussions, people are so focused on everything else except self and what healing looks like for them. Most people believe that healing looks like I have a physical ailment that needs to be healed, a wound that needs to be healed. And we look for microwave fixes instead of being intentional and doing the work. We don't want to do the work. And a lot of times when people come to us, they're like, can you just give me the answer and give me the steps to take? Well, my spirit guides don't work like that. My spirit guides are like, we are guiding you to the answer so you can have your own aha moment. Not, that's what Tina told me. And so the work is essential, doing the work, whatever the work looks like. I like to make things simplistic because our lives aren't complicated. We make them complicated because we overanalyze things. And so I give simplistic strategies and steps for you to overcome whatever hump you're experiencing. A lot of times the women are coming to me because they've experienced some past trauma. And the key is it's never going to go away. It was always there. You can't change it. What you do is you learn how to live your life in spite of that happening. So that's the healing component of it. You learn how to navigate things because you can't change what happened, but you can have power over it versus it having power over you. You don't have to stay in that vicious cycle. So that's what weighs heavily on me, of people who come to me for the past couple of months have been so focused on the relationships. Do they want me? Are they still thinking about me? Are they sorry for what they did? And I'm like, baby girl, you need to heal. That's what spirit is telling me. You need to work on you so you can start attracting the love that you desire, that you keep putting out there and not getting in
Yes.
return.
Yes. Quit looking for Mr. Right or Miss Right and work on being Mr. Right or Miss Right. And then that person will, what you hold here manifests around you. If you hold it, right. I just want to let everybody know so you can start capturing it, but I will go ahead as always and put both of Tina's connecting links in their comment section immediately at the conclusion of the broadcast for easy access. I don't put it in there now because I want you to stay here for now. So, because I already know, oh, there it is. You done clicked it and left the show. No, but I will put it in there. But I want to ask you, Tina, when a person can, we go to this website, can we book time with you there? Because I think I want to do it. I feel I'm gonna tell you why that's important to me. And I don't say that. Y'all have probably never heard me say that on this show in all 8 years. I want to book with you. But I feel a connection. And I know you know something that I need to know. That's what's making me gonna go over there. I was told she has something that you need to know. And see, I think too, one of the litmus tests, one of the vetting processes, if you will, so that you can move and grow and reach with, you can't be hesitant. You see what I'm saying? You can't go in and then you hear something you surprised. No, if you go in, expect it, because when you expect it, you know what to do with it. If you're surprised, what? Wow, Lord, you ain't gonna know what to do with it, right? So I just want to say this. How important is, I want to ask this rather, how important is it, Tina, that people are patient when they're seeking? They want somebody like you, but they just, you can't just close your eyes and pull one out of a hat, right? How can a person draw the right person to them?
You're going to definitely feel the energy of that person. You're going to feel their genuineness and the concern. Because when we are doing this energy work, a lot of us work from a heart-centered space, not a money space. We work from a heart-centered space. You'll know the difference. You'll definitely know the difference in that. If someone is consistently talking numbers versus speaking about how they can best support you, because that's always my biggest question. How can I best support you in this space that you're in? And people will say, well, I don't know. I says, well, here are some options for you based on the discussion that we've had, because I want to be crystal clear. This is always very key too. I need to be crystal clear that the support you need, this is just for me, I can't speak for everybody else, is of a coaching, spirituality space and not a therapeutic space. Because that's a fine line that I don't cross. And most people come, and when I'm having, I'm like, no, that's therapy. That's not me. However, these are the self-defeating behaviors that I can support you with and helping you understand. So asking the person, the practitioner, the right questions, and don't be shy. And they won't back away from it. They're going to answer your question and not Google it.
Right. I want to say this and throw this in for those of you who are a little hesitant. We'll just leave it at that. Know this. I have a 5-prong method that I use, and I tell it to everybody that I care about, all my clients and anyone. Remember that doubt leads to worry, worry leads to fear, fear leads to anger, and anger leads to destruction. Leave doubt out, and none of these others have teeth nor talons, no power whatsoever. And the good thing about being in the middle is when you're afraid, because fight or flight, that's the only physiological built-in piece out of all 5 of these. There's nothing that triggers worry, or they have anxiety and stuff, but that's all. So when you have fear in the middle and it's not a gun to your head, or you're like, oh, I know I cut through that park every night going home, but something tell me tonight not to go there. That intuition, that fight or flight, something is dangerously close to affecting your vessel. That's when fight or flight kicks in to let you know, because you need that vessel for your soul to be carried and do the work you came here to do. But anything else, that's just you're afraid because it's time to choose, because it's a need to know when it's time to grow. And when you go, oh, something bugging me, something keep telling me I need to call Tina. Well, need to know something. What did I say? They told me to reach out to you because she has something you need to know. That means to me, because it's time, Lauren, to grow. And they're not called growing tickles. So I'm open to all of it. I need to know. You see what I'm saying? I just love it. You're the real deal. You're the real deal. For me anyway, I can't speak for anybody else, but you're the real deal for me. And as soon as I get a break today on my schedule, because I got a pretty packed schedule, you'll see. I guarantee you're gonna see me come across your email today, Miss Tina. I just think it's wow, man. I wish I had more time with you. Will you come back?
Most definitely.
Okay. I just find you so interesting. And here's another thing. Come up with a title for that book, because you will be writing it eventually. You might as well get that in your head. There's something for everybody. You get a gift. You get a gift. You get a gift. Thank you, Oprah. There you go. So listen.
I want to give you my middle name.
What is it?
Cherie. Like Tina Marie. Like Tina Marie is Tina Cherie.
Oh, that fits. I would have never guessed that. Well, there you go. Tina Cherie Hines. What a wonderful, wonderful time we've had today. Thank all of you. Thank you, Lori Whitney, and the rest of you, Robert, and all of you. Too many to name. Get over. Tina is on TikTok, as you see, floating across the screen right now. And also, you can head over and check her out on her website, which is TinaCCherieHines.com. Listen, thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much. What a blessing you are. And same thing goes for all of y'all. Now listen, get out of here. Get out there into the world today and find one E and one R. Take everything you are in this very moment to a new level. You can take great to greater, bright to brighter, smart to smarter, and my personal favorite, kind to kinder. So do that and wake up tomorrow morning and those two letters will have flopped around. They would have switched. Now you're going to be revived, replenished, remembered, everything, right? And I'm Dr. Lauren, and I say every day, I'll meet you tomorrow morning, God willing, over on that front porch where together we can have another illuminated conversation. Now get out of here. Don't let my screen door slam on the way out. And remember, I tell you, I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have your best day ever. See you guys. Tina, great job. Thank you so much. What an honor.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey,